Welcome to the Friday night update. I am Ads from Unity Trading Group, as you probably already know by now. Thank you all for joining me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Helps us out a lot. We've got all of our good stuff down below in the description, links and everywhere you can find us for the latest info and all the help you can get. So, BTC. What a day it has been. What a couple of weeks it's been for BTC. And it's actually been phenomenal. I don't like saying that word, and I'm sure Ty doesn't like saying it either on our live sessions, but an incredible run it has been. And honestly, it was pretty impressive because we were getting very much towards this overbought area at 13.8, 14k, and then we just brought some of the volume in and continued to the upside. But there is something that I want to show all of you, and I think if you haven't seen this already, pay very close attention to what I'm going to show all of you in the next little bit. So what I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go to one of our other charts, to the BTC USD chart that I've got. It will load, give it one sec. All right. So this is BTC USD on the Bitstamp chart. And you can see down below, I've got a couple of things, and I'll make this a little bit larger to see. So the chart over the top and the BTC COT down below. So the COT is the commitment of traders. So you can go to Google and you can type in BTC COT CME, because that's where it pulls the data from, and you'll see the commitment of traders come up, but we'll come back to this in a sec. So what happens is it basically tells you what open interest the CME has open at any given time, and it gives that into a category of traders. So you've got Insta is institutional, and then you've got retail. So look, the word FOMO is being thrown around for quite a lot over the last little bit, in the way of a couple of weeks now, pushing this all the way to 15k, 16k we even got to for BTC, and it's mostly, according to the CME COT, which is the commitment of traders, this is pretty much retail driven, and I'll show you more, and I'll get more into this. And then we've got the pro traders are mostly sitting in between, probably jumping in and jumping out. And then you've got the institutional traders, which are basically hedge funds and managed accounts. So we'll get into more of that, managed accounts, which aren't really trading this a whole lot at the moment. So we'll go back to this Google search that I've got here, BTC COT CME, and the commitment of traders. So if we scroll down a little bit, we're going to see a website, I think. Bear with me one moment. I'll get rid of BTC, see if it comes up. Here we go. See this bar chart website down here? All right, commitment of traders, barchart.com. Click on that, and it will take us to this. So we want to click on financial traders reports. We want to click on Bitcoin CME futures. We want to bring up this bar chart. So this is basically BTC right now. As it stands on the CME futures, it's at 15.7, so there's enough data to really extrapolate where we're, going for this. And I'll make this a little bit larger so we can see. Maybe a little bit more. No, that's it. Okay. So we've got this first one here, which looks pretty much like the chart that I just showed you on TradingView, where the blue is small speculators, which is retail traders, and then you've got the red, which is commercial, producer, merchant, processor, user, and swap dealers, so professional traders. And then you've got green, which is non-commercial or large speculators, consisting of managed money and other reportables. So managed money, so hedge funds, stuff like that. So we can see immediately from this extrapolated data from the CME futures that small speculators are making up most of this market at the moment. If we're looking at the CME futures chart, which is surging up to 15.7, as well as the normal Bitstamp chart getting to 16k, so not too far apart. All right, so you can look at this and you can go to the CME website and you can see the commitment of traders data in real time. But this bar chart website, barchart.com, futures commitment of traders, and it'll give you the technical report in a little bit of an easier to follow type deal, as it does on TradingView. So TradingView obviously is pretty much the exact same chart. If we flick back, you can see this chart here. And if we flick back to TradingView, you're looking at pretty much the exact same thing. So just keep that in mind. While there could be more FOMO to come, there could be more retail investment to come. Just bear in mind, institutional and professional traders aren't the ones who are really pushing this as high as it's gone so far. And institutional really averaging out, quite noticeably around this drop at around 12K, where we had this formation forming here around the 2nd of September, so a little bit less than a month. And as we are continuing to the upside, they are slowly reducing their open interest in the CME space. So just keep that in mind. Then if there was institutions pushing this up in the CME space, we would see institutionals be up here and be pushing it ever higher. So just keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind, and don't FOMO, please. But anyway, we'll go back to the BTC analysis. I really had to get that out of the way. If you find that valuable, give us a like. It helps us out a lot. But we've pushed through this recent level of supply here at 15K, and that was the level that we were really shooting for as we were breaking this one yesterday during our update. So we did have a decent movement to the upside, and it did well exceed my area of interest at 61.8, or that 15K level. Which we spoke about. So that was good to see with BTC. Good to see it's still moving and respecting these supplies and demands. As we break one, we go for the next one. And the next one being 16,400, which was drawn from quite some time ago. And look, it's a stretch now. And obviously we can all see the chart. We can all see Steamroller being very overbought. And it's not meaning much, to be honest, at the moment, because no moving oscillator, doesn't matter how good the moving oscillator is, no moving oscillator is gonna tell you where the top is in a FOMO market, in a completely emotional driven FOMO market. So look, it's something that you really need to just judge yourself, and obviously take profits along the way if you are on the right side of this. It's something that I wish I told myself a number of years ago, trust me. But right now we're observing this CCI coming up for a triple top event, which would be quite a bearish event if we're talking about the CCI indicator as a whole. But the momentum so far is okay. While we're seeing a little bit of a pullback now, and hopefully we get the correction that we want, and that the TA is saying that we should get on a daily time frame. The momentum is okay, and the next level that I'm looking towards is the 16,400 area there. If this does continue, and we continue this volume indicator, or this volume spike that we're seeing over the last little bit. But you can always use very simple things like EMA fans, or even an EMA cross like we do on our Unicorn indicator, and I will bring that up. Trend reversal, super trend EMA, there we go, 10, 20. Something like this. So you can use like a 10 and 20 MA moving average to really gauge, the longer term trends on a higher time frame. So looking at this simple MA cross there at 10, we're still in for this move. So looking at, from 10 to 15.5 at the moment on a simple EMA cross. So if you're looking at a higher time frame, you want something that's going to give you an unbiased look at the market on a higher time frame, you can always just keep it simple and use something very similar to what we've got on Unicorn. But that's for BTC. Look, it does need a pullback, obviously. We've been speaking about it for quite some time now. It is quite overbought now, and FOMO has brought it as high as 16K so far. So what I'm looking for is, if we respect the top of this level of supply, or broken supply now, and continue to the upside, the next area of interest I'd be looking for again is 16,400. And of course there's a lot of areas down below, and of course most notably this area to begin with at 13.8, and then obviously there's a lot further down below on the daily time frame. But honestly, there isn't much structure to the downside from here. You've got basically parabolic upside. If we were talking about anything besides BTC, I would say we'd probably return to the scene of the crime all the way back down here. But we need to see if that holds to be true over the next probably month or so for this to play out. Look, just don't FOMO. Just stick to your plans, stick to your guns. If you're not in it, learn from it. That's all I can say. At the end of the day, us traders, we trade for percent. We don't trade for the dollar amount. If you go over to Forex and trade euro, you're not really giving a crap what the price is. You really just care where you buy and where you sell, and the percentage difference between those two numbers. So treat that the same as BTC. Treat that the same as any sort of trading that you endeavor to indulge yourself in over the course of your trading life. So just remember that. Moving on, we'll have a look at Ethereum. And I'll go to the watch list. One sec. So ETH really starting to move in the right direction now. On the 4-hour time frame, like I said yesterday, we did break out of this downwards trend. We were looking towards this level. I think we broke out not yesterday, day before. So we were looking at a higher movement in the way that supply goes. So the 440 area, which is nice to see, and nice to see supply and demand working as intended, where we've got this market pivot point, which this was drawn. Where this market pivot point, where this was drawn a couple of days ago. You can have a look at some of our older videos to see me draw that one in. And then we've got that respected candle there. So working as intended, and of course Steamroller is doing the very same. So very happy with how this has played out over the last little bit. And hopefully you've made some money by watching some of our stuff over the last little bit. But ETH right now looking like it's it's looking like it's getting rejected here at this level of supply. If we don't get any more sporadic volume increases over the course of this next couple of days for Ethereum, it will come down and probably retest this area at 61 at the 420 area. Not too far away, to be honest, though. Only $9 away. And that would be a decent retracement for ETH. And of course, pending that, we're looking at the 410, 405 area for Ethereum. And there's a little bits of stuff that I probably need to get rid of now and redraw those in. So I'll just draw that main one in there now, and we'll leave it like that for now. The last one I have a look at, I know it's been a little bit of a long daily update, not something that we usually do, but the 4-hour time frame on the DXY still going down after that. After a lot of volatility over the last little bit, still moving towards that downside. We have now retested that 92.47 area where we retested that previously. If we do continue in the downwards trajectory, the next area would be this 92.39 area. And of course, this is not financial advice, just the ideas and opinions of Team UTG. But we've got a lot of support resistance flip type deal happening down below at this demand, as you can see by the white line running across. A bit of support and a bit of resistance obviously happening on both ends of the DXY at this level. So if we come down and continue this trajectory, that's where we'd be headed to 92.41, and admittedly not too far away from where we are. And we have been in a very savage type slippage for the DXY for quite some time. Obviously, not including that huge level of volatility that we were seeing a couple of days ago. 2 days ago. But for the DXY, looking like we could get a little bit of relief for this asset, and the first area that I would really pick for that would be the 23.6 again at 93.00. Looking towards that for a little bit of relief if we get it over the next day or so to conclude our trading week for this space, to be honest. So thanks for joining me this evening on a Friday night. I hope you all found value in what we discussed with the COT and BTC and Ethereum and everything of the likes. But give us a like, give us a subscribe if you can, and we'll see you next week for our first market update on Monday. See you then.